today we're going to go through the progressions for the clean. Got Darren here as our demo. First point of call is getting a correct starting position. So I'm just going to get Darren to pick the bar up and just stand tall. Alright, so first of all we make sure you've got a nice clean grip. Okay, so hands generally fit outside the thighs. Okay, so correct there. From there, to initiate down phase, you're just going to get him to do a soft bend of the knees. Just going to then bend at the hip, forward, and then from that position you're just going to squat down until that bar sits mid-shin. Good. So, where we have with the correct starting position, shoulders forward of the bar, which as we can see from Darren's position there, very nice. Hips slightly higher than the knees, bar sits mid-shin. Alright, so from here, first progression, all we're going to do is go through a deadlift, which is essentially the first pull. Okay, so from here I'm just going to get Darren to do a clean deadlift for me. And stand up. Good. And then back down into that starting position. And up. Good. And back down into the starting position. So what we've gone through there is a very simple movement, just a deadlift, or in weightlifting terms it's called the first pull. Okay. What we're going to do now is actually add a power movement into that. So what Darren's going to do is from a set position, he's going to come up onto his toes and create a vertical displacement or vertical extension. Alright, so in weightlifting terms what we're trying to do is we're trying to take the bar vertically. By doing that, we want extension at our ankles, hips and knees. Alright, so from this position Darren's going to come from the start, come up, keeping that bar nice and close and offer a big shrug. And go. Good. And down. And go. Good. And down, one more. And go. Good. And bar down. So notice some good points there. Darren keeping the bar nice and close. There's no horizontal displacement. Horizontal displacement will create an arc with the bar, meaning the bar's going to take more time to come over and get into the correct position. Also his balance, right? Balance is very important. He's able to actually stay on his toes. If we've gone up and come forward, he wouldn't have been able to stay in that position, or if he'd gone too far back, he would have fallen back. So when you're going through that with yourself in a warm-up, best thing to be able to do to give yourself feedback is to be able to stand tall on your toes. If you can't do that, it means you've either gone backwards too far or come forward too far. Alright? So just to recap, we've gone over the starting position. Alright, so shoulders forward of the bar, back nice and flat, hips just higher than the knees. We've then gone through the first pull or the deadlift, and then we've just progressed that into a clean pull, which is adding the power phase to the second pull. Alright? All we're going to do now is progress that pull, allow the bar to come up, and we're going to catch it in a power position, alright, known as a power clean. So we come down into our nice set position or starting position. Darren's going to give me a nice power clean. And stand. And back down to the starting position. And go. And stand, put the bar down. So that progression there is what we call power clean. It's a very common movement within weightlifting and CrossFit. You will see weightlifters use a power clean when they can. The reason they will go into a full clean is when the weight goes up to as such that they can't power clean anymore. So how we've progressed that from the pull is we've allowed the bar to travel vertically from the massive vertical extension that Darren was giving through, hips coming through, massive. Hips through, big shrug. You'll notice his arms didn't break until he finished that second pull, okay? If you come up and start breaking with your arms, you'll lose all the power that you've tried to generate through your posterior chain, alright? Where we catch it, power position, alright? Feet will generally sit about hip width or just a little bit wider. We're in what's called a quarter squat, elbows and through. So how we progress that down into a full clean, With a lightweight, because you're still wanting to generate vertical displacement or vertical extension, it's very hard to do that and try and catch a bar in a full squat. So the way we progress that is, again, we'll go through a power clean, we'll catch it, we'll set it in a nice power position. From there, we'll just follow down into a front squat. So I'll come down into our nice starting position and go. We catch, down and stand up. We'll go through one more and go. Come up, stand and back down. So the reason we do that and why we don't try and go just into a full squat is, especially with a lightweight, especially with beginners, if we try and do that, we'll actually miss that extension and we'll cut ourselves short by trying to just squat down, alright? So when you're going through with beginner athletes, it's always a key to try and go through a power clean first, get them going vertical, catch the bar high, and then ride it down.